So ever since I started filming and creating, I've been on the search for the perfect minimal camera setup. And you know what? I think I might have actually finally found it, which is great. But let's quickly rewind first though, because there's a little bit of a story to fill you guys in on. It all begins at the end of last year with my very first solo trip to Japan. Now, one of the big goals for this trip was to actually buy myself a film camera. In preparation, I had actually sold most of my collection to fund this. And on the first day, I managed to find what I thought was a mint condition Contax TVS. I loved this thing. It had a zoom, you could control the aperture, it was pocketable, it was everything I wanted. I ended up shooting, I think it was like 4 to 5 rolls through it whilst I was actually in Japan. A few days after I got back to Sydney, however, disaster struck.
So I just put a new battery in the camera to see if that's the issue with it. Here goes nothing. So I don't know if you could hear that, but I just turned it on and it made this awful clicking noise and then stopped working. I guess that's the risk you take when you buy a film camera overseas.
Yeah, it means I don't really have, I guess I have my other film camera, but yeah, not going to be taking photos for a little while, I guess.
That moment, it kind of broke something inside of me. I no longer wanted to go out and actually take photos. It was almost as if that creative part of me was just gone. And so I left my camera on the shelf to just collect dust. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, without ever taking a single photo. Oh, hey, so sorry, I think you dropped something. Oh. Huh. It's a bit weird. And that, my friends, is how I ended up with my new camera. Kind of a weird situation all in all. But honestly, it's great because I was already planning to buy this exact camera setup. So here it is. 1 new camera body and 2 lenses, and I am so keen. I just feel like a kid on Christmas Day, you know, that exact feeling. Now, the main reason for this upgrade is I just want to shoot more photos. I really, really miss doing that. And I also don't want to carry 2 cameras because my FX30 is great, but it cannot take photos for the life of it. So I figured a hybrid was probably the best option for me. Now, I didn't want to get an A6700 because that's basically what I have now, so this was the most logical answer. A Sony a7C II. It's kind of crazy, but this thing is somehow smaller than my FX30. And a bunch of the creators I follow actually use this camera, so that definitely played a part in helping me decide on making this purchase. Now, I will talk about these 2 lenses in a little bit, but I figured we've got some new gear, I've got a new bag that I want to try as well. It's the perfect time for a road trip, a little bit of adventure, you know? And between you and me, it has been way too long since I've done one of those. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge the battery up, get all my settings changed, and the rest of this road trip and this video, it's all going to be shot on this camera right here. But I don't really feel like going on this road trip alone though. Maybe we can do something about that. So I decided with my setup that I only really wanted 2 lenses because I wanted to keep it nice and compact. And you can't have a camera setup without lenses, of course. That would just be silly. This is the first of the two lenses. It's a 24-50 and it's basically gonna just live on my camera. It's 2.8, so I can shoot pretty much whatever I want with it. All that kind of like cinematic stuff, you know? It's actually a G series lens from Sony, so it's gonna be way sharper and a lot nicer than my old ones were. So 24mm it's a little tight for vlogging. I kind of have to extend my arm all the way out to get a decent shot. So I also ended up grabbing this little 20mm, which I'll just slap on real quick. So this is the 20mm. It's actually quite wide. I don't have my arm fully extended and still gets a pretty nice view of the world kind of behind me. I think in the future, I might end up getting the Laowa 10mm, which is like crazy, crazy wide. But for now, this is pretty cheap and it does a really good job. So, you know, if it gets the job done, may as well use it. All right, what do you think of the new vlog lens?
Ooh, so small and cute.
Yeah, it's good. Speaking of things that are small and cute, there's a cute lunch place we should go to.
Lunch.
Lunch?
Let's go.
Very good segue.
Good. Yeah, Which one?
We're going to lunch. We're going to lunch. Let's go. Considering how lovely the weather was that day, we ended up at this little outdoor cafe. It was such a peaceful spot that we ended up sitting there just chatting for a few hours. The cooler weather, good food and drinks, and a friend is always a recipe for a great time. And after we finished there, it was time to properly go enjoy the autumn vibes in the mountains. Today has been such like a lovely day. I'm also super impressed by how good this camera is. Like even just the stabilization, having it in the body and the lens, and just the crispiness. Even though I'm just looking at it on the camera monitor, it still looks so much better than my old footage did. I'm really glad I made the jump. And getting to be in some lovely like autumn places. I haven't shot a lot of photos, but just that I can quickly switch it over, just carrying the one body and, you know, snap a few quick pics. It's really nice to be able to finally do that again. I've really missed it. And I'm probably gonna have to learn the like whole process of editing photos. The last time I ever did that was, it might have been like 4 or 5 years ago, and all I would do is slide the warmth slider up a little bit. So I think I'm gonna ask some of my friends to just teach me how all this stuff works again. But I think that's gonna be a fun process. It's almost like I get to start from scratch again with something which, considering how long I've been shooting video for, it doesn't feel fresh and new. And it's always good to like learn new ways to capture the world around me. These lenses are like really good. I'm really happy with my selection, I think. The 24-50 is amazing. It's super sharp. The stabilization, as I said, is really good. And it's also good because it's not a 24-70, which I think would be too big and large, especially if I'm traveling around all the time. The Viltrox 20mm, it's a bit how you're going, but I guess you get what you pay for at that kind of price point. For the size though, you can't really beat it. So, you know, I'll kind of put up with the plasticiness for now. We're gonna keep walking around, so...
Why are you squatting? Is the angle low?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in the shot.
Oh.
We're gonna keep walking around though. Let's go. Enjoy
Am I in it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not even in it. Who knows? But we're gonna keep walking around. There's this popular quote that I have heard so much in this creative community. It's that the best camera is the one you have with you. Yeah, that's technically correct. It's kind of hard to capture anything without a camera, but finding the perfect camera, I feel, is a little bit different. It's no longer about the technical aspects of what the sensor or lens can do. It's about the joy a camera can bring. And by that, I mean it's a tool that gets you excited to go out and shoot. All right, it is time to go to a lookout for sunset. I don't know what Phoebe's up to, but we're gonna go look out for sunset because this light is looking really, really pretty. And you know, when you're in the Blue Mountains, you gotta go to a sunset. So I'll see you guys in a hot second once we, we're just gonna do a little drive to get there. So we're just gonna do that. We spend so long fussing over this or that. Does it have the latest autofocus or not? Can it shoot in low light? Is it the latest and greatest piece of technology? And trust me, at the end of the day, none of that matters. What's the point of spending thousands and thousands on something you'll never enjoy using? I guess before I keep rambling, I should probably get to my point. And that's the 2 thoughts I want to leave you with. 1, find the camera you love using. And 2, just start making stuff. There is no point spending hours watching gear reviews when you could be out shooting and getting better. Because at the end of the day, no piece of gear is going to make you a filmmaker overnight. All it does take, though, is practice.
So pretty good vibes. Pretty nice day, nice sunset. Time to head home now because it's getting cold and we both need sleep and to do work. But yeah, I think that's it.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap, people. See you next time, gang.